Welcome back to GEISELSBERG for episode 5 with me, MrSealyp. I'm up at field 51 just by the top biogas plant, which is there, and Bale, which is just over there, the sell point. I had an ongoing contract on field 51 for fertiliser spreading, which I took on when we moved onto the map, and I completely forgot. I went to look at contracts to see what was available, if I could make some money, and it was sitting there saying active. So I've just finished that. That said, we need to make some changes. I am fighting to keep my job. I missed an email from Papa. I bought the small front loader, the little Taurian, and then I checked my emails, and the email literally said, I know you had your eye on buying the small Taurian, don't buy it. I've had a bit of a test with it, and the reach isn't very good. It's not great for loading into various different trailers. I don't think it would be great for us to use on the pig farm, and I'd already bought it. So I've taken it back to the store, and what we've got to do now is try and work out if they'll take it back. We can kind of put it down to trial hours, maybe, I don't know. If I can't, I could be in trouble. So we'll see. Plus, this, whilst on the back of the Syntrack seems like a good idea, the fertiliser thing, and it's great, and you can switch the, with the way it moves, and you can go from 24 metres down to 12 metres, and you can do all that, which is great. It's only 3,600 litres, and the problem is, if you're going to do liming, you're going to get through that in no time at all. So we need to look at another option for lime spreading. I still need to collect that plough. Now what I will do is unload, let's switch to that, let's unload the fertiliser. Like so. We'll sell it, and we need to look at another option. The other thing I need to do is look at the options on the actual Syntrack itself, because I'm finding if we don't have this on now, I can have a fixed 3-point link on the back. I think we can do that in the options. Someone commented and mentioned that you can. So what we'll do, we'll give that a go. I've got a load of just sort of general farm work to be getting on with. I've got fields to spread, fertilise, bales to collect. I'm going to lease the Arcusin 4 stack, which does 3 stacks of bales at a time. We need to be looking at this loader situation, because it's not right. So what we'll do, let's get rid of this first. See what we get for it, because it might actually cover what we're going to... right, so 32,473. If I repair it, 32,560. Okay, no big deal. Right, we'll sell that then, because what I'm looking at buying is cheaper than that. We're going to get a Bruns. It's an 8,000 litre capacity rather than... I mean, I could go way bigger, but we can gradually work up, and that's the point. So we're going to get a Bruns. I need to sort out about selling that. I honestly can't believe that about the loader. That's just typical, isn't it? Fertiliser technology. So all the other ones are a little bit... I mean, that's a 14,000 litre capacity. I've used that quite a lot, the K105, and it's brilliant. It does the job, and I've used that to great effect on Washoe. I know it's tried and tested. This is only a 3,600 litre, and it's 38 grand. That's a 3,200 litre for 16. So if you want to go for like, you could get a much cheaper version. I did look at getting the Amazon ZGB, which is also 38 grand for 8,200 litres, but the MBA 12,000 is 8,000 litres and only 24,500. Now it still says in all the brochures, that there is a used version for 10 grand. We haven't been able to find a used version, so we're going to buy a new one for 24 grand. 24 metre spread, exactly the same. It will do lime, it will do fertiliser. I just think it's a better option, and the boss agrees, so we're going to go with that. Again, we may well change at some point, I'm not too sure. What I need to do is stick this Syntrack in, and let's see if we can let's disconnect the front attacher as well. Let me put those down a little bit like that. Let's see what we can do. I'm pretty sure. Bear with me just a minute. Well, that's not happening anytime soon. I can have a fixed adapter, but it gives you the 6-wheel option. So the 6-wheel option, you can have option A, B and C. One comes with mudguards, one's with mudguards and lights and whatever. For a fixed 3-point link with the 6-wheel drive, you're looking at another 84 grand to get that done. You know what? I'm going to stick with that and we'll just put it on and off if we need to, because that is ridiculous. Not doing that. So for the time being, let's stick with what we got. Now, as far as the other stuff goes, let's move that out of the way. We'll leave the fertiliser there because we need to get lime. But now the next step. Now this is where I mean I could still lose my job, because the email from the boss said 57, what did I pay for it? 64. Ooh, I've already lost a little bit, haven't I? Okay, well, it's what it is, isn't it? What can I say? Sell that. Now the boss suggested going for the slightly large one, the Cenas, which I did mention. I did think about the Cenas, but I've had another idea. Of course I have. I'm going to get something else. Right. It was a little bit more expensive. It was less than buying the Cenas. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. It's cheaper than the Cenas, so I've saved the boss money. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. See? One of these. The Scorpion. Far more versatile. I can put a big bucket on the front of that, so I can still use it like a wheel loader. Plus it gives me the option, trail hitch on the back, long reach, I can put forks on it, we can load, we can do bales, we can do all sorts of stuff. Yes, we could do that with a wheel loader. It's got a nice wide wheelbase. I just think longest boom reach in class at the moment. I'm pretty sure in game we haven't got a longer boom reach as well. So that's what I'm going with. We're also going to get bale fork actually for the time being, because we got bales to collect. So we need to find a telehandler fork, one that will potentially do 3 bales, no problem at all. That might mean having a bit of a fiddle around here. An adapter maybe. What do I want? Adapter from telehandler front loader tool. Telehandler wheel loader tool. Let's see what we got available. Sorry, I know this is a lot of fiddling around, but it needs to be done. What have we got available under wheel loaders and stuff? Nope. I haven't got anything available apparently. No. Right. So be front loaders then. I think I'm going to end up going with what you used to go with was the lizard fork with claws. Yeah. Oh, actually, we can have it for a telehandler, can't we? So we don't need an adapter. Right, let's get that. We do have a bucket that will go on the front of it, so we're good for that already. Let's sort that out. I'm sure the boss will be over the moon with what I've done. Very happy indeed. Oh, I like this. Right, so I'm going to see you in a minute, in a little while actually, because I really do have a load to do. Claws back, out the way. We don't want to stab anyone in their way to where we're going. Right. So, right, I've got some work to do. I need to sort out fields, bales. I might as well lease the 4-stack while I'm here. Let's just do that. first part of this video is just me looking in the store and buying things. We want baling technology. We're at least the 4 stack. That I haven't used this since FS17. I tried it out, didn't like it. I have been told it works way better now. So we'll lease that for 1275. Okay, so I've got a few bits and bobs to come back for collect, and first though I think we might need to do some liming. Just trying to think. Okay, this may be a short episode. Because once my phone rings again and the boss says, right, pack your things, clear off, we may be moving on to another map really quickly. No, we won't. We're going to do this. Right, let's go over to the field. Right, operating position. Let's see if this does work any better. It doesn't if you hit the bales, of course. Yes. I think the original was a little bit unforgiving, and unless you actually came onto a bale directly on, it was horrendous. He says, do exactly the same thing. That doesn't seem much better. You've got to be so precise. Some of the others are a little bit more forgiving, and they have much wider front opening. So that's terrible. This is why I hate this thing. No, hate's a strong word. That's... There we go. Blimey. You have to be absolutely... See, the Pack V, Pack 5, was so much better. I'm not coming far enough over. That's what it is. I need to be more there, I think. Nope, still not there. This needs to have a thing the other side as well. There we go. Right, unload and then drive forward. Right. There we go. Drive forward. Right, now we're getting somewhere. I need to be right up against the bale then, don't I? Like that. There we... Don't worry, I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. Honest. I saw farming on the telly once. I'm really good at this. Right, let's close that. Let's try this again so I don't drive right through the bale. There we go. So as close onto the bale as I can with the tyres. And we should be alright. There we go. Now we're cooking on gas. Sorted. Right. That's better. Unload. Drop. Unload. Pull away. Then close it. Like that. There we go. Now yes, I could be using auto-load bale trailer, and you know, people love them, don't they? And don't get me wrong, I do too. They're very, very handy bits of kit. But let's be honest, this is how it's done with these types of things, or it's done manually. And sometimes it's even done properly. I've heard tell of such things. So it's still fairly temperamental, I'll be honest. And what we'll do is we'll lease a bale trailer, which we can go put on the back of the telehandler. The telehandler can come out with the forks and it can just pick up the bales, we'll collect them, and we'll put them into storage. For the time being, these are going to go into storage because I don't know at the moment what we're going to be doing with them. Like I say, we're going to be collecting up bales, whether it be straw, whether it be hay, whether it be silage bales, and then when we've got a few, we'll then be looking at what contracts can we fulfil with the bales. It's just having an absolute mare with this, aren't I? It's not that way. I'll just knock the whole stack over behind me. I deserve to be sacked. I really do. Okay. Yeah, see that bar is supposed to slide them into place, and they seem to be sticking a little bit on that front bar. Not that that's any excuse for my awful stacking and driving at the moment, but that's what I'm blaming. Right. Time to put the Scorpion through its paces. I have got a DK280W trailer. This is one that can be configured to have an auger pipe on the back. It will take lime, which I've just filled up with lime, 23,000 litres. I've also leased an Aduranti Bale trailer. Now this is an auto-load trailer, but I'm going to use it as a standard trailer because it still has straps, so I can still put the bales on normally and strap them on. But it is an auto-load. If you want to use it, it's an auto-load. Whether or not this is going to pull this particularly well, I'm not too sure. But because I can hook them both together, I can take them over to the field at the same time. That's alright. Not bad at all. Let's put bacon on. Let's warn people that we're making a meal of this. So bales on this field and on my other field, field 43 is it, have both been done with the 4 stack, so they're all in stacks of 3s. So we can load them up. Once they're loaded, I can get the lime spreader going over here. This one doesn't need ploughing, it will need fertilising, so I'm going to be moving the equipment around. And obviously as I move through and we start doing more and more contracts, I suppose I'll show less and less of those bits, you know, the interim, doing fertilising and liming and that kind of thing. Because once you've seen it a few times, but it is happening, that's the point, I think. So what we'll do is we'll disconnect the bale trailer off the back, like so. We'll pop that there, because then the lime spreader can fill up with that when it needs to. We'll grab this. Like so. How well this goes? Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes you know what it's like. You have a really good day where loading pallets, wall pallets, bales just seems to go really, really well. You don't have any problems at all. It's all lovely. Other times it's absolutely horrendous, and no matter what you do, it just doesn't seem to work. So I'm fingers crossed for the latter of those. The former. See what I mean? I really don't want a bad day on this. So. Close those on. Lift that up. Yeah, I'm still not sure about these lizard forks, you know, because they used to be absolutely perfect, and I'm really worried now that as I'm moving forward, the bales sit better now without the forks. When you put the forks in, everything creeps forward. You see the bales moving? Take those out, and they kind of sit back on their thing better. I don't know. Don't know why it does it. It just does. Right, I'm going to load from the front first, because I don't mind too much if I have some bales that overhang at the back. But I do want to make sure that we're neat and tidy at the front end. That's at least the theory, anyway. It's my theory. Fairly straight, I think. How are we looking? Maybe a little bit more that way. Just past central. I think that's about right. Nice. We are overhanging a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Let's get that strapped down. Where's strap? There we go. So at the front, stick that on as well. Just for the time being. Right. This will take 24 bales. Allegedly. Now you can go through the straps. I know it's not very realistic, but it does help you to push up against them with the other bales. Like that. Yeah, the second lot are a little bit further back. Mind those spikes. Ah, right, there was another one here, wasn't there? Where's that one gone? There we go. Put that one on. Take that one off. Come on. There we go. And so on. We will get on to... I don't think this is probably going to be like an interim episode in so much as I don't think we're going to get onto the corn maze today. So I suddenly realised I needed to process the fields, I need to get the bales off, I need to get them limed and that sort of thing. I also need to seed field 55. I think I was just trying to do too much in an episode, you know. I suppose what I should have done really was just done that, shouldn't I? Just pull forward a little bit like that. We can load straight on. Right. I will continue as I often do. We'll get some more on here. And I shall see you in a minute. Hopefully when there's more on. And hopefully when they're neatly stacked. We'll take them down and we'll get them to the yard. I'll go and I need to buy a seeder as well now. Then we are buying more machinery and equipment though. Some of the stuff is leased, but we are getting some new stuff, so that's good, and it's certainly helping with the jobs we're doing, which is exactly what we needed to do. Now, I was given some advice on one of these, on using these trailers, because if you want to go for a kind of more manual approach, you can do what I'm doing. If you use an auto load trailer and you have it set into its operating position, you bring the bales over like this, so you are technically loading up manually but then once you let go of them, the bale trailer then loads them kind of automatically, so you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the manual loading that you're doing yourself, but then you're getting the really neat stacking of the auto load trailer. I haven't got that set on at the moment. I could have just put it into operating mode, operating position I think it is, and as I was putting these on, how did I still get so far off with those? That's terrible. Anyway, yeah, so you can do it that way round. I thought I got way closer than that. Let's see if I can get that down a bit. Okay. Now, watch very carefully. I thought I was going mad when I loaded one of these sets up and there was a massive gap, and I couldn't work out why there was a massive gap. Look at the trailer at the moment, everything is fine. This just goes to show what an awesome beast this Scorpion is, and I will show you why. As soon as I approach the trailer with the Scorpion, it's so terrified it starts to move on its own, try and get away. It's not going to do it now, is it? Look, look, look. Sliding forward. I couldn't understand how. Every time I went to put bales on, I suddenly had a massive gap. And every time I get the bales close on the Scorpion, the bale trailer decides, oh, I'm going to move forward a little bit. It's very odd. Here's the last ones off this field 31. I can get the liming going. Let's see if it'll do it again. So I get close, move over it. Look. What is happening? How am I supposed to load this properly if it keeps... I suppose because it's an auto load trailer and I'm not using it in auto mode, I think. Could be why it's doing it. But I think what I'll do is just shove those forward a little bit, like that. Yeah, very weird. Anyway, they're loaded on. That's what I will do. Let's just tidy it up. I just thought I'd show you that. Yeah. So here's the thing. It's a funny old world, isn't it? The person that gave me the advice about using an auto-load trailer and kind of doing that partial, it's kind of, like I said, somewhere between manually loading and using complete auto-load. I can't find the person's name. I've been through Twitter, I've been through Facebook, I've been through YouTube comments. I can't find who it was that commented. If it was you, I do apologise. Now, these look a lot neater. I have put some more on actually, but in driving from the top field down to this field, with it loaded manually, it didn't like it at all. As I was driving, the bales all started jiggling around on the platform. So I had to then put it into auto load mode, so it kind of reset them on the trailer. Then it was fine. So here's the thing. This is what I was talking about. You can do it. Hopefully it's going to work now. Otherwise it's going to look really silly. Now, obviously, because these are kind of, this is what I've said about ether bales, or ether bales. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Ethereal bales, not technically being there. If I do this now, it takes them, or takes the odd ones off, but that will go through those bales, because whilst they're on there, until you actually unload them onto the trailer, they're not technically there. But you saw it took the first two and auto loaded them, so you are manually loading them, and then once you've done that, it just guarantees you a very neat stack. So if you're the sort of person that when you load bales, or you don't like loading bales because you can never do it neatly, or you feel that it's always untidy, or you're worried about them falling off, it's kind of a somewhere between the two. You know, if you feel that using an auto load trailer is a complete cheat, then it's a kind of partial nod to kind of having a go, you know. So this next stack should do it fine. And the other weird thing is, in transporting over the lime trailer and the lime spreader, I had a strange happening. And it was one of those kind of things, think, oh, give it a go, because just you never know, do you? These things happen. I'll show that in a second as well. So it's going to take the top two off here, like that. And the last one I can put down like so, back out, boom. So it's kind of on there. I've got some more to go, which we'll do in a second. But I will need to take these over and unload them, which is right by the farm actually. The last ones I could probably just do all manually, just take them to the farm. So what I can do now is put that into transport mode, which I think is L1 and square. And what I can do now, if I officially unload them onto the trailer, so if I do L1 and triangle, then L1 and triangle again, they drop onto the trailer like that. So now they're officially loaded. Then I can strap them, and they'll be fine then on the drive into the yard. It's just for some reason when I load them manually without going through those steps, the auto load trailer really did not like that at all. So we are going to get some seeding done as well. Here's the thing I wanted to show you. So this actually, it was the boss, Baron Papa, that sent me some pictures of this, and he was using it for other things. And because it's got a rear trailer hitch, I thought, well, I'll put the spreader on the back. So when I got over here, I thought, I wonder whether or not, and that's gone horribly wrong there, but I wonder if you could technically use it and spread like this. Now, the thing about this is, you can't do it manually, because if I've got now onto my rear spreader and I press L1 and square to start it up, it won't work. But if I hire a worker, it does. Now I'm going to swing round again because I'm worried I'm going to miss a little bit, and I moved myself out the way because I didn't want to get the so yeah, it's the bruns on the back. Like I said, you can't do it yourself, but you can hire a worker, so if you've got squarish fields it will work. I'll just come over a little bit, I want to make sure it gets just right. Hire a worker and off it goes. And it does mean, is that going to stop now? Oh no, should be right. It does mean that when you then start to run low, you can just unload from your auger wagon straight into it. Now I know there are bigger spreaders and that kind of stuff, so I suppose you could get away with using the bigger spreader. And now I've got the problem that I don't think the worker's going to work now because it's up against the edge. So that's where you would then have to switch over and do it manually for the last little bits. But it does work. It's one of those, you know, it was a kind of, I wonder, will this work? And it sort of does. Gives you a larger capacity on your lime, and it does mean you have got that auger trailer as well. Then you can do all sorts of stuff with. I've only got this leased at the moment, So what I'm going to do now is very quickly, kind of off screen, I'm going to take those bales and put them in the yard. I've got all the wheat off this field, I think about, I can't remember how many litres now. That needs to go and be put into the storage and get these bales off. I'll get the lime done on this field, and then we'll get the seeding done on field 55. Because I want to get that grass put in before the end of this episode. That's the plan. So we'll get that done. I'm really glad we got the scorpion. I'd like to say, I'm not sure what the boss is going to say. I can't see him being cross about it. It works. Now again, you can use the auto load if you want to unload these, or you can just unload them manually and store them. I need to find where I'm going to put them actually. That's a good point. Without this thing tipping over. I don't just want to leave them in the yard, so I might put them away somewhere. I suppose we could use, oh I don't know, we could use the hay bale crane inside the, maybe for another episode I think. I'm not feeling brave enough. Now, will I be able to get that in the door? Should be able to. I think I just unload and stack them all up here by the wall for the time being. That's what I'm going to do. Right, so like I say, I'm going to see you in a little while. I'll get those few jobs done, and then we'll go and buy ourselves a seeder, and we'll get that seeding done, because that does need to be sorted out. Yep. I was just about to leave to go up and get the seeder and start on that. All the other jobs are done, but I think the guys from Jacobs are just coming down the road. They're the guys that are delivering our manure from James, the 200,000 litres. What's really cool about Jacobs is what they've done to raise awareness for breast cancer, well, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They've painted one of their trucks pink. It's just amazing. It's really, really cool. They should be here in a minute. Cool. Right. Let's go and get the seeder. So the field down here will need to be ploughed. Muck spread, we're going to be muck spread next. I've got more muck, we just had some more delivered. So we'll get that done, but I'm going to go and grab a seeder, and then we'll get field 55 grassed. In the first growth stage, that will need to be slurried. Very, like I say, very specific, KJ Wiggins. What I have done, I've bought the John Deere seeder, which is 6 metres wide, and I'll be honest, on some of these narrower roads it's a little bit tricky to get through, but to be fair, once we're out onto the open tracks and stuff, it shouldn't be too bad. I've also just leased, just for the time being, the support adapter that goes on the front of the Syntrack. We'll have a quick look, in case you didn't see the Syntrack video or anything like that. But what it is, in essence, is this holder here that goes on the front. This can raise up and down. It can also tilt all the way back, so it kind of sits here as almost like a little flatbed, but it does have straps as well, which means I put nearly 900 litres into the seeder. I bought 2 extra pallets to bring with me as well, so if I do run out I can use it. I don't know, it's real swings and roundabouts with the Syntrack. I kind of sometimes love it, sometimes think, oh, I don't know, you know, if it's what we really need or what we really want, and then something like this you think, actually that's brilliant, that makes life so much easier. Actually, I mean, you could have a front loader with forks on, you can have a 3-point link with something else on. I know there are other ways, you know, but I just thought while we're on it. So we are set on grass. Let's right, apparently it needs to be lowered first and then you can turn it on. Okay, we are on grass and away we go. I'll keep the seat on the front because then if I get anywhere around the field and do run out, I can then just load up wherever I am rather than leaving it by the side of the field. I mean, I might get all the way around with what I've got. That up. But I did say before the end of this episode I wanted to get this field done. And like I say, we will then do a bit of work. Let's get the lights on so we can see if we're going. That's better. We have got to come back and put a second fertiliser state on that, and that has been stipulated as slurry, so we will do that too. Any bits I miss I will come back and do. The grass is going in. And I think with that we've come to the end of this episode. I really am going to try and get onto the maize, the corn maze next episode. That's the plan. Although I do need to sort horses out. I've got long logging to do, lumber, some wood chipping. I've got loads and loads. Triticale, rye, pigs, cows. It's all different contracts. We will get to them. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.